So looking into the world of football, this summer is actually looking really great. We got the Euros, which are just underway, and so many different amazing kind of countries potentially could actually win it. Of course, we got France, which are probably the favourites. My dark horse is probably Belgium. They got some really good players. And then of course, being here in England, it would be amazing if England could actually win it for once. But then with England and international tournaments, they haven't been that successful since, man, I don't even know, it's been a long time. But then looking at this, of course, we've got the defending champions, Cristiano Ronaldo, leading that Portugal side, potentially could repeat. But then thinking about Ronaldo, looking into a bit more of his career, BBC put together a really interesting documentary just about his career, looking at different key areas and key things which really made him who he is today in this amazing footballer. And so I really enjoyed watching this documentary. It was really great, really interesting with some of the things that they were actually saying. And so in this video, what I wanted to do, I had to talk about it, had to bring up some interesting things that I didn't know about Cristiano Ronaldo, wanting to look at this whole documentary from a sports psychology perspective, looking at why is he actually this great? Why is he such a really good player? Is he all the way always cocky, or is he more of a team player? Why is he so confident? All of these questions, all of these different things I'm going to be answering, looking at within this documentary, looking at the career of Cristiano Ronaldo. So what is up, guys? My name is Philip and welcome to my channel Psych Pass Shoot Score, your channel for anything sports or sports psychology related. So if you enjoy learning about different sports, just wanted to talk about different sports, looking at it from the sports psychology perspective, I cover multiple sports. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe for more content just like this. And in all honesty, this documentary was really interesting. Definitely came at a great time, of course, with the Euros coming up. A lot of the information with Ronaldo we already kind of knew. He's kind of grown up in the social media kind of era, so we kind of know a lot about him. But then there were some really interesting bits about some key people which we haven't really heard a lot about just within the media and within different documentaries. So looking into the whole documentary, one really important and crucial kind of area around Ronaldo's career, which was a big kind of vocal point within this whole documentary, was his time at Man United. It was really interesting because one of the people that were being interviewed said that Ronaldo was looking at Man United and his time at Man United more as kind of like an apprenticeship or kind of work experience, so he can develop physically, develop mentally, and actually become that world-class player that he envisioned kind of being as a child. So that was really interesting that he actually looked at Man United as an apprenticeship. Normally players go to different lower level clubs and stuff like that for their loan spells and stuff like that. So it was really funny him saying that Man United was an apprenticeship, a big club like Man United. And so one person in the documentary, which I hadn't heard about at all, that was actually working with Ronaldo during the whole time that he was at Man United, was their power development coach. And he was saying that he really helped Ronaldo, not just physically, but also mentally, kind of combine everything that he had together and make sure that he's actually progressing from that foundation of really great skills, really good football knowledge, but then developing him physically and mentally so he can consistently show that on a world-class kind of level. And so at Man United, a key kind of mental skill that Ronaldo really developed during that whole time that he was at Man U was his confidence. And not just this whole cocky kind of flamboyant level of confidence, but really a great foundation of confidence on his skills and actually be able to execute his skills and his playing style within a world-class football team like Man United were back in those times. And so of course he has this irrational level of confidence which developed at Man U and from then has skyrocketed since. And a lot of times that does rub a lot of people the wrong way, what he does on the field, what he does off the field. And there's some things that I agree with, some things I don't necessarily agree with. But then just with all professional footballers who perform at a world-class level, all of them at some degree has a level of irrational confidence. They're getting paid millions of pounds to play a sport that they've been playing since they were kids. And they're having to play against the best players in the world. So on some level, for them to actually perform comfortably on those pressurized stages, they're gonna have to have some level of confidence. But of course, Ronaldo's and people maybe like Ibrahimovic, their confidence is definitely on another level. And so of course that can be really annoying, can rub people the wrong way, but then on the field, I feel like that's something mentally that really separates them and makes them a world-class athlete and world-class kind of player. And so within the documentary, looking at his confidence, one thing that I feel we all kind of already knew is that Ronaldo's confidence was developed from his time on the training field. That time that he spent working on his body, working on his skills, looking at all the different ways, all the different tricks and all the different things he needed to make sure he's that goal scoring machine that he is now. That was developed on the training field, and that was one thing that the documentary was talking about, which I feel like we all kind of already knew in a sense. But then one really interesting thing that I had no idea about is that his level of confidence was actually developed through something else from a sports psychology point of view, which is known as vicarious experiences. And so it's more of those experiences that you look at through visualization, for example, or from watching yourself perform a specific skill or do a specific kind of technique and actually gaining confidence from that. And so within the documentary, they were saying that he used to watch himself perform different skills, different techniques, different strategies over and over and over again. And from watching himself, he actually gained confidence knowing that, okay, I did this in the training field, or I did this in one match. I can do this in any situation whatsoever. And so those are kind of two areas or two ways that he really developed his level of confidence. And that was a foundation built at Man U, which, as we can see, is still apparent right now. So looking at Ronaldo's career now, where it is, as he's kind of progressed and gone to Real Madrid, gone to Juventus, and has won so many different trophies along the way, we can see that he is this amazing just goal scoring machine. He's just so goal hungry and almost an obsession of just always scoring no matter where he's performing, what situation it really is. And so on the one hand, we've seen it on the field that there's just so many situations where it does come across as very selfish, very just self-orientated. He wants to score, he wants to be the person in the limelight and stuff like that. But one really interesting thing that they said in the documentary, which I didn't really think about in that perspective, was that these people that they were interviewing when they were working with Ronaldo during that time he was at Man United, they were saying that his perspective on the whole situation and their perspective of it is that Ronaldo is actually a team player, because he perceives the game as, how am I going to help the team actually win as best as possible? Of course, the only way they're going to win a match is by scoring goals. And so by him actually scoring goals, he believes he's doing the one thing that's most important to help his team win. So he's playing his position, doing the one thing that only he feels he's best equipped to do to ultimately help the team win. So that was a really interesting kind of point of view, because on the one hand, we've all kind of seen that it can come across as very selfish, very self-orientated, trying to win and score for himself. But then on the other hand, it can be looked at as very team-orientated, really trying to play his part in scoring goals to best help the team win. So is it selfish? Is it team-orientated? Very interesting, definitely up for debate. Maybe some of you guys in the comment section or just in general can kind of think about his perspective of team-orientated or potentially kind of selfish. And so looking at this whole documentary, there is no doubt that Ronaldo is one of the greatest players of all time. The numbers that he's put up, the different stories, the different work ethic, physically, mentally, the whole combination of his career has been at GOAT standard. It's been amazing. Of course, Ronaldo is still writing down his career, still painting that whole picture. So at the end of the day, with this whole Messi Ronaldo debate, with this whole everything with Juventus, with Portugal, only time will tell whether he will actually be universally considered the greatest of all time. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do go watch that documentary. It was so interesting, really great, useful things that not everyone actually learns and actually knows about Ronaldo, especially in that time with Man United. So definitely go enjoy that, definitely go watch that, something to binge watch over an hour and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe for more sports and sports psychology content just like this, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.